So here we have my 230E Mercedes, otherwise known as a W124. Pretty sure the engine is a M102 it's called. It's a 2.3 petrol automatic, and as you can imagine it's very heavy on juice. This particular model is a 4-door saloon. They come in estate, saloon, cabriolet, coupe and limousine model. Production 2.5 plus million were made between 84 and 97. There is still a good few now on the road. You wouldn't see them very often, but it's, you know, you're not gonna take, it's not gonna take very long for you to see one driving about. Very nice to drive. The seats are there's a very good suspension or spring-loaded support in both front seats, so ride is very smooth and gentle. This model is 4-door saloon. It has central locking, power steering, sunroof, and left wing mirror is automatic as well. Ironically, now the sunroof stopped working last week and the wing mirror never worked since I had it now, so I do plan on getting those few bits looked at. I do find with some cars, lights in particular can look aggressive or timid. In this case, I think those lights look quite aggressive on the Mercedes. They look quite nice now, to be honest. I'll do a quick look around the vehicle on the inside and I'll show you a few instruments inside. So inside we have a few bits on the instrument panel here. To our left we have temperature gauge, fuel gauge, we have our oil pressure, and below it then we have our economy gauge. It's quite depressing when you see that in the red constantly, if you're going up a hill, for example. This vehicle has only covered 82,000 miles, so it's very low mileage. We have predominantly in miles, and then in smaller digits is in kilometers. Over to our right then we have our rev gauge and our manual clock then. Below we have a few different options then regarding warning lights that I'll show you now in a sec. Being a German vehicle, we have key on this side. So we have instrument panels lighting up. There's only one stalk which will control wipers and indicators. So indicators up and down, and then it'll control your full beams as well. To do wipers then, we're going to twist, but I'm going to put some water on them first. So I'm going to push in, and you can see the wiper, it's spring activated, so it'll get as much as the corners as possible. So it's actually quite a nice bit of technology for the 80s. We have lights on our right hand side, so off, parking lights and dip beams. We're going to pull out once for our fog light on the front, on the back, and then if we pull out again, it'll be fog light on the front. We do have a nice little feature here as well. If you're parked, for example, depending on what side of the road you're parked, in particular now in Volkswagens, when you leave the indicator up or down when the engine's off, that side of the vehicle, so parking lights on the front and red lights on the back then will illuminate. I presume it's a safety feature if you're parked in an unlit area. Horn we have then, it's a nice strong horn. It's actually a great horn. The instrument panel now in the middle. So we have temperature gauge here. So literally roll up and roll down. Fan speed, and then we have direction of fan here. This is demister for the rear window, hazard warning lights, and we have a light switch here which operates the back. I'll turn that on now and I'll show you it illuminating in the back. Radio controls. When I bought the vehicle now, it was missing the blanking plate here. I haven't gotten around to replacing that now, so it does look a wee bit on the worn side. But we do have a dial, so it's old cassette original radio. Tune into your preferred station, which I think is really good. We have ashtray in here then, and you have your cigarette lighter here. It's an automatic gear stick, automatic transmission, so it's nice and easy to use. It's in park now at the moment. If I bring her back into reverse, I have neutral, and then gear 3 and gear 2. So for example, if I'm going up a steep hill and the vehicle isn't aware that a steep hill is coming, I'm going to knock her back into second gear or third gear, depending on the appropriate speed. And once I have the hill cleared, I'll knock it back into D. This can all be done while driving as well. I have done a wee bit of research on this now, so do correct me if I'm wrong, but people are mistaken by the S here. They think it's sport mode, but to my knowledge it's standard mode. So if I flick this back, it's in standard, and then I have it originally in economy. So from my knowledge, the only difference really is the gear change is a wee bit quicker in standard, so you can pick up speed a bit more, but it's not very noticeably different, to be honest. To the roof here we have then our electric sunroof, tilt and slide sunroof, which isn't working at the moment, so I do apologize. And we have our light clusters then as well. So this model now is 1986. It does have built-in seat belts in the back. There is no headrests. There is, slightly upgraded models that would have the headrest and electric windows all around, of course. This is manual windows all around here. We have ashtrays then on front and back passenger seats, and we have then in the middle, which is a nice feature, we have our armrest as well. Towards the back of the vehicle then, I think it's actually a very nice feature as well. We have our unused first aid kit, which has noted on it West Germany, which is actually no longer a country, so I find that very interesting as well, because the car predates the knock of the Berlin Wall. I'll show you around the back of the car now and what's in the boot. So once the central locking is operated, you can do it by both front doors, or you can actually unlock everything by the boot here. Once it's unlocked, it's literally just pushed to open and close. So nice large boot, as you can see. There is a full size spare wheel inside, along with relevant jacks. What I think should be in every car now is your warning triangle. So I've never had to use it, thank God. It's been a very reliable car over the last few years, but it's a nice aspect to have in a car as well. The passenger side view from the vehicle is quite nice as well. You have your glove box, which is full to the brim. Again, very pointless. Coffee cup holders. I would not be putting anything scalding hot on them. I would get my passenger to hold them. Bonnet release then, we have passenger side, so I'm going to release that and I'll show you around the bonnet then and the engine bay. So when checking out the bonnet, once it's released, you just pull this lever here and lift your bonnet up then. It's very handy. It's I don't know what the word is, spring loaded or whatever you'd call it, but you don't need anything to prop it up anyway, which is a nice added bonus. I want to show you something after here now, especially when you're servicing the vehicle. You can see that there's very little headroom, especially with this grille sticking out. So I want to show you a little trick that some of you might enjoy. So inside, 2.3 petrol, 84,000 miles. Quite easy to work on. Everything is reasonably accessible. One thing I've noticed now is the fuses. They are very temperamental. So fuses are in here. underneath this clip. I'll open that up and show you them now. So here are our old style fuses here. Very easy to change. And let's have a look here now. Number 4 looks like it might need to be changed soon. There's a bit of a jump in the metal connections there. And I do not know what 4 is off the top of my head, so I'm going to check my manual here for the fuses. It's fog light, rear fog light. So that'll be getting changed later on, just to make sure everything's tip top anyway. What I'll do now is I'll start the car, show you the engine running, and I'll show you the engine running then, the vehicle running from behind. So it's a very loud but healthy engine. There's a nice roar off the engine as well. What I'll do is I'll leave the phone down and I'll rev the engine for you. I'm now going to show you what the engine is like from behind, from an exhaust point of view. That's my lovely W124, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you have any other type of old school vehicles you'd like me to have a look at, let us know. I love them. This, by the way, is Greta. German car, German name, so had to keep it going anyway. I'll be going to car meet now on Sunday, so hopefully I'll have a few photos and videos for you as well.